Hello, and welcome to another episode of Movie Spoiler Alerts. Today we're talking about the 2016 film, X-Men Apocalypse. As stated in my other summaries, X-Men has a non-linear storyline, with many things being retconned out by Fox. I will most likely do a short podcast discussing my interpretations of this storyline, and how it varies from the official timeline. The summary does rely in part that you've seen the previous films. If you'd like to see a summary, check out the links below, as well as the summaries for the other Marvel films. The film opens showing a powerful mutant known as En-Sabah-Nur, or Apocalypse, being trapped inside of a tomb in ancient Egypt. Apocalypse is thought to be one of the first mutants with a wide variety of powers, including the ability to channel and upgrade other mutants' powers. Apocalypse wakes up in the year 1983, and he believes that humanity has lost its way, and that the world needs to be cleansed of humanity and remade. He recruits a young Storm, who can control the weather, and upgrades her powers, making her one of his lieutenants, which in the comic books this is referred to one of his 4 horsemen. The film transitions into showing a young Mystique rescuing several mutants, including the winged mutant Angel and the teleporter Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler and Mystique travel to Xavier's school, while Angel and another mutant named Psylocke are recruited by Apocalypse. Both of their powers are enhanced, and they become Apocalypse's lieutenants. We see a young Scott Summers, or Cyclops, develop his powers, come to Xavier's school, and eventually meet the telepathic and telekinetic Jean Grey. Apocalypse's activities have caught the attention of the X-Men, and Xavier consults with CIA agent Moira McTaggart, who has been researching the legend of Apocalypse. This is also the same McTaggart from the First Class film that Xavier had a love interest with. The film transitions to Magneto, who is in hiding with his wife and daughter, who are all discovered, and his family is killed. Magneto retaliates, and Apocalypse arrives, transports Magneto to Auschwitz, where his powers first manifested. Magneto eventually joins Apocalypse as his final lieutenant. Apocalypse gains control of Xavier and Cerebro, and forces all the world's nukes to be fired into space, so they can't be used against Apocalypse. Xavier is kidnapped, the Xavier Mansion is destroyed, but all of its residents are saved by the speedster Quicksilver, who is actually Magneto's son. Some of the students are captured by a younger Colonel Stryker, the same Colonel Stryker that is seen in the X2 and the X-Men Origins films. The captured mutants eventually break out with the help of a brainwashed Wolverine, aka Weapon X, who at this point in the timeline is unaware of who the X-Men are. Jean restores a portion of Wolverine's memory, and he flees. Magneto begins to use his powers to control the Earth's magnetic poles, causing massive destruction and death across the entire planet. Apocalypse attempts to steal Xavier's body, so he can gain his telepathic powers, but Xavier is able to send a distress call to Jean and the other students, and is saved before his powers are stolen. The X-Men begin to fight with Apocalypse and his lieutenants in a destroyed Cairo. Angel is defeated. Eventually, Storm and Magneto decide to turn on Apocalypse and help fight with the X-Men. Xavier begins a telepathic battle with Apocalypse, and eventually Jean joins in, unleashing her full power as the Phoenix. See the X-Men Last Stand for more info, and Apocalypse is eventually defeated. Psylocke flees after the fight. Xavier and McTaggart rekindle their relationship. Magneto and Jean rebuild the school. The film ends with the X-Men training in a simulation. In a post-credit scene, we see men from the Essex Corporation retrieving the data from Stryker's facility, including a blood sample from Weapon X. This is a reference to Mr. Sinister, an X-Men villain, and probably will play some part in future X-Men films. One last thing that I wanted to point out is that the film sort of makes Magneto out as an okay-ish guy by the end of the film, after he turns on Apocalypse. My issue with this is the devastation we see in the film. It's reasonable to say literally hundreds of millions of people died because of what Apocalypse and Magneto did. Cairo was completely destroyed, which has a population of well over 10 million people. I don't normally put my opinion in these spoilers, but it really bothered me that everyone seems kind of okay with Magneto by the end of the film, where he played a crucial part in killing a minimum of 100 million people. This is something that often is ignored in superhero films, except for maybe Civil War, and is extremely frustrating to me. I just thought I'd share my 2 cents about that. So that was the spoilers for X-Men Apocalypse. If you have a film you'd like to see me spoil, please let me know in the comments below. Check out movie spoiler alerts on our various forms of social media listed below, and remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.